Lead the Browns 7-3 with Hall of Famer James Lofton. I'm Andrew Catalan, our entire NFL CBS crew. Second down and 5 for Cincinnati. Here's Mixon picking up a Bengals first down. Pushing and shoving after the play. Myles Garrett for the Browns. Tangled up with Andre Smith, the right tackle for the Bengals.
Always got to remember that play clock is ticking as you're sitting up there talking off-season plans and vacation plans with the opposing team. Kick it down.
Dalton takes the snap just in time. Right back to Mixon, who takes it into Cleveland territory. James Burgess, who made a career-high 16 tackles, makes the stop right there.
That was close. One of the things that running backs have to learn when they go from college to the pros is that you're going up against all the good tacklers. All the guys whose tackles you used to break, they're working at CPA firms, they're selling life insurance, they're doing other things. Now, you've got to get that extra burst, that extra energy. Mixon almost stepped out of that tackle for a really long run.
Play action. Dalton. Over the middle, incomplete. Back to New York, another NFL Today update with JP and Nate Burleson.
Tyrod made it. Yeah, for those who thought coach was crazy for benching Tyrod, you were right. 11-yard touchdown to Zay Jones and the Buffalo Bills. It's 7-0. I shouldn't drag James Lofton into this, right? All right, back to Andrew Catalan.
No, I didn't even watch the game when he didn't play. So Tyrod Taylor's been my starter at quarterback for the Buffalo Bills the entire season.
Two struggling teams trying to get back on track, Buffalo and Kansas City. Third down and 4 for the Bengals. And the play clock winding down. Going to try to keep it himself. He does, and he gets the first down and much more. Andy Dalton inside the 25. Well, last week in Denver, a big third down and 3 play with 4 minutes left. He ran for a 6-yard gain, got the first, and another big third down run here.
When you are a veteran quarterback and you read man-to-man coverage, you realize if I don't have somebody open, man-to-man means there's nobody there to tackle me once I break the line of scrimmage. And Andy Dalton, we talked about Andy, a lot more nimble than what he's been given credit for. Although this baseball slide at the end is kind of sideways.
That's a career-long run for Andy Dalton, 25 yards. Previous career high was 20. And now a flag.
Ball start. Offense, number 71. Flag or penalty. First down.
It's on Andre Smith, who was mixing it up with Myles Garrett a moment ago.
And I'm going to give Andre Smith a pass because when you're 330 pounds and you start to lean too much in one direction, gravity just pulls you. So you can't leave these offensive linemen that long at the line of scrimmage in that ready-to-go position. No.
Saw that graphic. We met with Andy Dalton yesterday, and he told us third down was the biggest key that went over Denver a week ago. Mixon making some moves, and Mixon across the 20-yard line. Joe Schobert on the tackle for the Browns.
Just such a subtle move right at the end because Mixon's momentum is taking him to the sideline when he catches his ball. But he's going to do that. Then he's going to come back inside to get inside and get the extra yards because if he just continues to go outside, he's going to get pushed down and tackled.
37 touches today for Mixon for 52 yards. He remains the running back for 2nd and 5. And off Mixon up the middle of the 15. And Mixon, with that spot, appears to be maybe a half-yard shy of a first down. Trevon Coley on the stop.
Now, you pointed out something earlier when we were talking about this before the game. The Bengals entered this game with only 2 running backs for the whole day. So it's Mixon, Giovanni Bernard, and then whoever's guess would be the third running back that they tried to. I thought maybe Alex Harrison. They might be able to put him in at running back in some of the odd formations that they have. But only 2 running backs.
Rookie running back Brian Hill inactive today on third down. Mixon has the first. First and 10 for Cincinnati from the 12-yard line. Schobert with another tackle.
I love the great power run, and that's what I call 3rd and 1, 3rd and short, where you just realize you've got to get it. There's no dancing around. There's no bouncing to the outside. Mixon tried to stuff it right behind the guard. It wasn't really there. He slid just a little bit and continued forward into a small crease. And Mixon doesn't even look like he's breathing hard right now.
10:40 to go first half. Right back to Mixon up the middle. Mixon with a couple, and this has to be a big disappointment for the Browns so far, because certainly on paper they had a big matchup, a big advantage in terms of the run game. Cincinnati's last in the NFL running it. The Browns' run defense is 6th best, but so far in this half, 92 yards rushing for the Bengals against Greg Williams' defense.
And Greg Williams doesn't like the ball being moved on in any manner or fashion. If getting it run on just means that you're getting beaten up front, and he really doesn't like that.
Most rushing yards for the Bengals already since week 3 against Green Bay. 10th play of the drive. Dalton to the end zone, incomplete. Was looking for A.J. Green. Jason McCourty had the coverage for the Browns, and it's 3rd down.
You know, the Cleveland Browns tend to line their safeties up really deep. Well, when you get into the red zone, they're no longer deep. And so they're crowding the line of scrimmage a little more, and Andy Dalton looked at it and said, we probably can't run because the safety's going to be able to fill quickly, trying to throw that phase pattern so it runs out of room on the left side.
Bill Lazor, the offensive coordinator, took over for Ken Zampese after week 2. Let's see what he dials up here on 3rd and 7. Cincinnati 3 for 3 on 3rd downs today. Dalton in trouble, and down he goes. Myles Garrett with his 5th sack of the season.
Great move, great sack, but as you progress in the league, you will perfect this move a little more. And Myles Garrett, you see him trying to swat with that hand down, that tomahawk swat. Remember, that was Lawrence Taylor's great move where he would knock the ball away.
And he did that against his former Texas A&M teammate, Cedric Ogbuehi. They played together. Now Garrett gets the best of him for his 5th sack. A 31-yard field goal attempt for Randy Bullock. His kick is good. So 9:14 to go first half. The lead is 7 for Cincinnati.
I accept I don't bike as far as I used to. I even accept I have a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. But no matter where I ride, I go for my best. So if there's something better than warfarin, I'll go for that too. Eliquis. Eliquis reduced the risk of stroke better than warfarin, plus had less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis had both.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
I'm still going for my best, and for Eliquis.
Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
My experience with USAA has been excellent. They always refer to me as Master Sergeant. They really appreciate the military family, and it really shows.
We've got auto insurance, homeowners insurance.
I had an accident with a vehicle. I actually called USAA before we called the police. USAA was very hands-on, very quick, very prompt. I feel like we're being handled as people that actually have a genuine need. We're the Weber family, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Alexa, call the living room.
Calling the living room.
You looked in the garage again.
No. Yes. Alexa, how many sticks of butter in a cup?
There are 2 sticks of butter in 1 cup.
He got thrown all the way off the carousel. Yeah, not even on the carousel. 2nd and 10. Kessler in trouble. Kessler throws this one away. Back to New York, an NFL Today update with JB and Nate. Up
uncharacteristic for New England.
You're right about that, JB. Tom Brady looking for the snap. He wasn't paying attention. Ted Karras, the center, snaps the ball. They try to hop on it, but Rashad Jones picks it up, scoops and scores, 14-yard TD. Dolphins cut the lead in half. Pats lead 14-7. Andrew James.
Did you see those defensive players go after Tom Brady? They kind of weren't even going for the ball. He was closer. They went after him to knock him off his feet.
Third down and 10. Lawson coming. Kessler is sacked. Lawson and Chris Smith combining to bring down Cody Kessler and a 3-and-out by the Browns.
Boy, the Browns really have to make sure that they can protect the backup quarterback because, number one, they have to keep him healthy, but they'd also like to be able to keep the drive going. Carl Lawson, he's been fantastic this year. That's 6.5 sacks for a guy who's coming off the sideline, and it's really a great first step when he's rushing the pass.
Leads all rookies in sacks. Carl Lawson, the 4th-round pick out of Auburn, feeling good after the Iron Bowl yesterday as well. Brendan Colquitt punts it away, and Adam Jones is the deep man. Jones at midfield. Jones cuts away. Adam Jones down the sideline with a blocker at the 20. Jones to the house. Adam Jones, his 6th punt return for a touchdown. 55 yards. There is a flag down at the 39-yard line.
During the return, with a block in the back, receiving team number 82. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down. Timeout.
And they wipe it away because of the penalty on the rookie Ethan Carter.
It's iPhone season and everyone's celebrating. But this year, celebrate more responsibly.
How much data did I use last night?
What did I sign up for? Hey, Jimmy, where's your iPhone season spirit? Be smart and get the new iPhone from Sprint. You'll get the best price for unlimited and network reliability within 1% of the other guys. Works for me. It's an iPhone season miracle. I'm going to Sprint.
Switch to Sprint and get the new iPhone 8 or 10 and save $350. Plus upgrade to the latest iPhone anytime with iPhone Forever.
This is our workshop. And this is our tradition. These are our lights. And this is our season of performance. Take advantage of some of the best offers of the year at the Acura Season of Performance event going on now.
Lease the 2018 RDX for $309 a month for well-qualified customers. Don't miss this event going on now.
This is Axe Body Spray. Use it to stay fresh all day. And this is Axe Dry Spray. Use it to stay dry for 48 hours. Why are you touching your armpit?
I was just checking to see if it was dry.
Don't. That's weird. Smell great and stay dry with Axe.
At Sam Adams, we salute those who believe in going for it, failing, improving, who do their thing the same way we do ours. Because life isn't about whether your glass is half full or half empty. It's about filling it up. Sam Adams, fill your glass.
You cannot wear a Raiders jersey to my family's Christmas dinner.
Just turn the lights off.
It's a double tribal council event loaded with double crossing.
Blindside. 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 Blindside.
It's the biggest blindside yet.
It all starts 8/7 Central Survivor Wednesday.
We say we're the best. Time to prove it.
LAPD SWAT! Police here!
Thanks for trusting my team.
New SWAT, CBS Thursday, 10/9 Central. Redskins, Cowboys, Thursday at 8.
Adam Jones had his punt return for a touchdown wiped out on a penalty against Ethan Carter.
And there's just a big clump of players in there. We're trying to figure out exactly where it happened, and Adam Jones will be standing at goal also.
Take the points off the board. Dalton in the air on first down. Completes it to A.J. Green. Jason McCourty on the tackle, but a gain of 14.
And that's A.J. Green's first reception, and you do want to keep him involved in the game. If the game is going at the tempo that you want it to, you've got the ball in positive field position, but you need to keep A.J. Green connected.
Hand it off to Giovanni Bernard on first down, and Bernard to the 31-yard line. Inside 7 minutes to go, first half. Cincinnati, first of 3 straight games at home. They host Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football next week, and then they welcome the Bears to Cincinnati. So an opportunity to play meaningful games in December, just a game out of the final playoff spot in the AFC. Off the motion man on 2nd down and 7. Dalton, too high for Brandon LaFell and incomplete. Back to New York, JP and Nate.
A backup quarterback is perfect. Yes, 6 for 6, 3 TDs, and 228 on his career. And right here is no different. Mohamed Sanu throws a 51-yard bomb to Julio Jones, and they play a little red light, green light, red light, green light as a celebration. Sanu goes and celebrates with this guy Julio. Atlanta up 10-3. Back to Andrew Catalan.
New former Rutgers product, teammates with Tyler Croft, who's in his 3rd year as the Bengals tight end. 3rd down and 7 for Cincinnati. Play clock at 1. Dalton takes the snap. Here comes the blitz. Dalton in trouble. Gets away on the move and just throws it away as he's dragged down to the ground by Joe Schobert. It's 4th and 7, and Marvin Lewis is sending out his kicker, Randy Bullock.
Well, and Andy Dalton really held the ball a lot longer than I think he was comfortable with. And when he finally gets out of the pocket, he realizes, I'm outside the pocket, I can get rid of the ball. He really doesn't need to take that hit from Schobert. But once again, Giovanni Bernard, nice job in washing the defender by the pocket. And Andy Dalton, once again, quick feet, Andy Dalton.
This would be a season-long field goal for Randy Bullock. Right now it's 46 yards. This is from 49 yards, and the kick is good. So Randy Bullock's been under some fire, missed a couple of extra points in each of the last 2 games, but he connects from long range here.
Jen.
Mark, hi. Jake, this is Mark. We used to date.
Hey, Chief. So easy to dip. So hard to put down. Rolled chicken tacos are back. Tasty shredded chicken rolled up with your choice of dips. Only at Taco Bell.
Dinner with friends, gotta bring some food. Not a great cook, but don't wanna be rude.
Holiday lights at the perfect time. They have done just a bit too much.
Get on the Holiday Road in Honda City. See your dealer for great holiday deals during the Happy Honda Day sale.
There's no one I'd rather hit the road with.
No one I'd rather have dinner and a movie with.
No one I'd rather lean on. Being in love is an amazing thing. Being in love with your best friend is everything. Ever Us. 1 diamond for your best friend, 1 for your true love. For the one woman in your life who's both. Ever Us. Available at Kay, Jared, and Zales.
We didn't set out to make it. We just sang our song. Real bourbon, no apologies. Wild Turkey. It'll find you.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Taco Bell's Rolled Chicken Tacos. Honda, hurry Hurry into the Happy Honda Days sales event today. And by Verizon. Best gifts on the best network.
Back in Cincinnati, 13-3 Bengals, and good news from the Browns sideline. DeShone Kizer has been cleared to return. As we showed you, he went into the locker room, evaluated for a concussion, but he's able to return to the field here with 6:12 to go in the first half. So Cody Kessler played one series. Browns went 3 and out. Third game for Kessler. He also came in relief against Tennessee. Played a couple series in Detroit, and now one series here in Cincinnati. Randy Bullock with a season-long 49-yard field goal to put the Bengals up by 10. And he'll kick it away to Matthew Days. It's a touchback. Cleveland will start at the 25. On Tuesday, both current and former Bengals players helped pass out canned foods for Thanksgiving at the Free Store Food Bank here in Cincinnati. The Bengals organization has hosted this food drive for over 30 years. At the stadium today, the Bengals encourage fans to bring canned foods and cash donations to help those in need. So Kizer comes back in. He's 4 out of 6 for 65 yards, and he'll start this drive at the 25-yard line, down by 10. With a throw on first down. Michael Johnson coming. Kizer gets rid of it. Incomplete. It was juggled by Crowell, and it's 2nd and 10.
Couple of deep passes on the outside. You're trying to set up a big play action because you've been successful running the football, but you have to be successful blocking Michael Johnson. If you're the left tackle, you've got to get that protection. Sean Kizer enough strength to kind of get that ball out of his hands and avoid a sack.
Second and 10. Hand off to Crowell. Crowell is able to pick up 4 yards. Kizer did not take the loss last week against the Jaguars very well. He said after the game it was the first time he didn't prove to his teammates that he's developing. He was emotional after that game. We asked Hugh Jackson about how Kizer was able to bounce back this week in practice. He said he looked good. He's able to put it behind him. But certainly when you lead the NFL in turnovers, rookie quarterback been hit a lot of times. There's a lot of concern with DeShone Kizer. He appears to be remaining confident. Hugh Jackson does commit to him for the rest of the season. 3rd down and 7. Kizer throwing right, incomplete. Looking for Corey Coleman. Kirkpatrick on the coverage for Cincinnati. And Cleveland in their last 6 plays has now lost a total of 5 yards.
That's just great coverage by Kirkpatrick. Trying to throw maybe a back shoulder fade. You see Corey Coleman looking for the ball, but there's no separation. And he doesn't really sell the route up the field where he can stop and put the brakes on.
And James Britton Colquitt got knocked around on that last punt that he had. This is Zane Gonzalez punting for Cleveland. The kicker is out to punt as Colquitt appears to be injured.
Better have his hands warmed up to catch it.
And this is no good, as you would expect. Bounces out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So Zane Gonzalez put in a tough spot. Not a good one for Zane.
This is our workshop. And this is our tradition. These are our lights. And this is our season of performance. Take advantage of some of the best offers of the year at the Acura Season of Performance event going on now. It's the 2017 Acura MDX Super Handling all-wheel drive for $4.99 a month for well-qualified customers. Don't miss this event going on now.
This is Google Home Mini. It's the Google Assistant for your house, so it gets you. If you mumble, it gets you. If you talk like this,
add Worcestershire sauce to my car.
It still gets you. Okay, adding now. And if you're like,
Hey Google, play my love playlist.
Really? Play my love playlist. Oh yeah, it also knows the difference between you and him. It's Google Home Mini, now only $29.
What started as a passion to make something original has grown into an enterprise. That's why
switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. Now I'm earning unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase I make. Everything. Which adds up to thousands of dollars back every year and helps keep my passion growing in every direction. What's in your wallet?
It's Cyber Monday. We need to get busy. On it, we're saving an extra 15% off everything on Target.com. Ooh, bananas, bananas, bananas. It is crazy, right?
Save an extra 15% off. Cyber Monday at Target.com.
The original Sonic cheeseburger and onion rings for $2.99. The last time we ate this good for $2.99, we were in college.
No, I was in college. You were in denial.
Good school.
Now you can pair a cheeseburger or footlong coney with onion rings for $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
He turns to the world to fight crime.
Analyzing data is a crowd specialty.
We gotta leave.
Great. Let's get into it.
New Wisdom of the Crowd, CBS tonight.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
He's everyone's favorite reindeer.
No.
Get in the holiday spirit with Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, CBS Tuesday.
It goes down as a 16-yard punt for the kickers. Abe Gonzalez, moment ago, Britton Colquitt, the punter, running into the locker room. We told you he was injured on that punt return from Adam Jones. Here's a look right at your screen. Took a big shot in the head from William Jackson. So not only are the Browns temporarily, or maybe for the game, without their punter, but Colquitt also serves as the holder on field goals and extra points. As Joe Schobert makes a nice tackle and throw Mixon for a loss. So during that last time out, it was Cody Kessler who was practicing holding. This is a whole chain reaction now without the punter, Britton Colquitt.
And in Colquitt's defense, one of the things that you can't do as a tackler on the punt team, you can't go low on a blocker. So years ago, he would have just thrown himself at the feet of that blocker, hoped that the blocker stumbled over him, hoped that Adam Jones fell over him, but he's got to just block a man up and hit his head, and then hit his head when he bounced off the ground again.
And movement on the line as Caleb Brantley came across. Let's see if one of the Bengals jumped first.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the rookie Brantley, 6th-round pick out of Florida. Jackson, who spent 7 seasons as an assistant coach here in Cincinnati, very good friends with Marvin Lewis. Marvin said they usually don't talk when they play each other, but Lewis said they did text to wish each other a happy Thanksgiving, because, you know, it's a game week, it's still a holiday. As Mixon's got room to run at the 20, Mixon at the 10, and he's down at the 7. Jabril Pepper saves a touchdown. It's a gain of 37 for Joe Mixon.
When you line up in a 2-deep defense, your middle linebacker, he's going to buzz out there, going backwards, and that screen creates a big chasm. And once you do that, the secondary guys are so deep. We talked to Jabril Peppers about this. He said, you know, I'm 20, 25 yards deep. And when I see these guys out in the open field, making that one-on-one tackle is a lot tougher than when I'm 10 or 12 yards away from the line of scrimmage.
Mixon now has 100 yards from scrimmage in the first half. 1st and goal for Cincinnati. Right back to Mixon. And he leaps across the 5. Tackle made by Schobert. It's 2nd and goal.
Just that constant pressure, and this is all a result of the short punt. You get a 16-yard punt, you take the ball over right at midfield, and you just put that pressure immediately on the defensive unit. They've got to come up with big plays, trying to knock you back, and you have an offside penalty, and then you give up the big play on the screen.
A.J. Green at the top of your screen. Mixon, the running back, and Croft goes in motion. 2nd and goal. Back to Mixon. Mixon gets a yard. It's 3rd and goal for Cincinnati.
You know, you're running right at Myles Garrett, and you're using your tight end, Tyler Croft, to block him. That's always going to be an advantage, Myles Garrett, because he's so big, he's so strong. If you took all the tight ends, you get 3 on each team. That'd be, what, doing my math, 93? Maybe 3 of them could block him one-on-one on a running play.
3rd and goal.
dangerous right there. You had two receivers. They kind of stopped. Andy Dalton threw it, thought they were going to continue on, or at least one guy was going to continue on. Then you had a defender right there. So right in the middle, you're trying to get this soft area right there. And look, 1-2 Bengals kind of lined up. Dangerous pass.
Here comes Randy Bullock for his third field goal attempt of the half. This one from 21 yards away. And that kick is good. Cincinnati takes a 16-3 lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Garmin.
There are limits to what you can achieve in a single day. Then again, maybe there aren't. Phoenix 5S from Garmin.
16-3 Cincinnati in front of Cleveland. Start your week off with a night of comedy, beginning with new episodes of Kevin Can Wait, Man with a Plan, Superior Donuts, and 9 JKL. Starts tomorrow, 8/7 Central, only CBS. Browns trying to get something going here late in the first half. They have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as Bullock kicks it away to Dees. Dees will take this one out. Days across the 20 to the 23-yard line, and that is the 2-minute warning. Kaiser will have 2 timeouts to work with when we return.
Starting today, when our customers buy the new Tostitos Yellow Corn Bite Size, we'll donate to their local Salvation Army. And every time a bag is sold, we'll ring this bell here to celebrate.
It's a big red bell.
Well, we're all very happy about it, very proud. It's got a nice ring to it, huh?
Buy a specially marked bag and we'll donate to the Salvation Army.
Taking a drive to see the holiday lights. Brought some candy so the kids don't fight. Off to grandma's to celebrate. Had to detour so we're gonna be late. Holiday road.
Get on the holiday road in a Honda Pilot. See your dealer for great holiday deals during the Happy Honda Day sales event.
Together, we go bigger during Black Friday. We pick up the best values of the year and get the best brands for our next big project. Right now, get your choice toolkits for just $149. Only at the Home Depot.
Introducing Budweiser's limited edition 1933 Repeal Reserve. A rich amber lager based on a recipe halted by Prohibition that we share with you this holiday season.
USAA presents this salute to service moment. American military serving around the world are often away from their families during the holidays. USAA, the Arizona Cardinals, and Larry Fitzgerald and Dayon Buchanan took time out this season to honor service men and women with a surprise Thanksgiving meal. USAA and the NFL thank you for your service and sacrifice.
Happy Thanksgiving!
See how USAA honors and protects our military at salutetoservice.com.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Tostitos. Tostitos gives back to Salvation Army. And by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Great day for popcorn. 2 minutes to go, first half. And don't forget, coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cower have all the latest NFL scores and highlights on the Verizon Halftime Report. 2 timeouts for the Browns on 1st and 10. Kaiser completes it to Duke Johnson, who slips a tackle, and Johnson to the 41-yard line. Gain of 19 for Duke Johnson. And the Browns will hurry up to the line and go no huddle. Montez perfect.
Holding his arm.
Yeah, a little shaken up on that last play, but he stays out there. 1st and 10. Lawson coming again. Kaiser escapes the pocket. Chase from behind. And Kaiser is tackled at the 44 for a gain of 2. Darquez Denard on the stop, but Kaiser gets up quickly and tries to preserve those 2 timeouts with 1:20 to go.
Perfect one arm out here trying to make the tackle, but Darquez Denard had the running back in coverage, so he blitzes, keeps the running back in, and then runs down to Sean Kaiser.
Duke Johnson lost the football, picks it back up, and he's tackled. Bad exchange between Kaiser and Johnson on the delayed handoff. It's 3rd down.
It looks like he's puts it a little bit high, all the way up on his shoulder pads. And you got to remember how tall your running backs are, who you're trying to hand the ball to. Duke Johnson stretches out to only 5'9", and Kaiser, who's 6'4", has to really get down there, give him the ball.
Cincinnati called a timeout with 1:06 to go in the 2nd quarter. So each team with 2 timeouts remaining.
That's an aggressive timeout by the Bengals. The other team has the ball close to midfield. You're going to slow it down and give them a chance if they make a 1st down here to have a lot of time on the clock.
Conversely, the Browns are without their punter, though. So if they stop them on 3rd down, they're going to have Zane Gonzalez.
Zane Gonzalez if you're just trying to drop it inside the 50.
16 yards on his last punt as Colquitt is being evaluated for a concussion. You see him on the sideline, but no word yet if he's been cleared to return. And since he's not warming up, you would think that he's not been cleared to come back out on the field. So it's 3rd down and 12 from the Cleveland 40-yard line.
Duke Johnson is the leading receiver, but he's in the backfield, so you'd love to get one of these wide receivers open down the field against this 2 deep man under coverage.
Kaiser has a man, and it's caught. And that's Kenny Britt who picks up the 1st down for Cleveland. Have not seen him at all this entire 1st half, and all of a sudden on 3rd down he picks up 14.
Boy, great job. Kenny Britt just runs a corner out. He goes inside the coverage and then back out to the corner. But here's the good part of it. Fighting to get out of bounds, stop the clock. Nice awareness from the veteran.
Britt had 2 catches for 5 yards a week ago against Jacksonville. That's his 1st catch today. 58 seconds to go. The ball is at the 46-yard line of Cincinnati. Bengals showing blitz. Here they come. Kaiser, touch pass, middle of the field, and it's caught by Seth Alex A. Down at the 21-yard line. A pickup of 24 for the tight end, Alex A. George Iloka on the tackle, and now we have a stoppage.
Vigil's down. He had Val in coverage and got slow getting up.
The Bengals will be charged with a timeout because of this stoppage for the Vigil injury.
Just right down the seam, throwing that ball outside into the numbers is the track that you're trying to run on. And once you go to that single high look, you brought a safety down, tried to blitz to keep Duke Johnson in the backfield. Now you're one-on-one on the outside. Nice touch pass by Deshaun Kaiser.
So Vigil hobbles off the field. He is their leading tackler, coming into the game with 76 tackles on the season.
Remember that timeout that you thought that the Bengals were kind of forcing them to punt the ball? But still, now we're talking about the operation of a field goal. With Cody Kessler coming in, not doing those holding duties full time.
Kaiser's 3 out of 3 on this drive. Back to the air. And chased out by Dunlap. Throws on the run. Completes another one to DeValve. He's a yard shy of a 1st down. A gain of 9. Clock continues to move. Browns have the 2 timeouts remaining.
They just used one.
And they stop the clock with 31 seconds to go. There's a...
Yeah, there's a discussion over at the 20-yard line. The officials are getting together, so there must have been a flag thrown. It's already been picked up.
Yeah, there was one down, then it was picked up, and now they discuss. John Hussey, the referee today.
After discussion, the runner was ruled down in bounds. Subsequently, Cleveland called a timeout. Will the clock operator please reset the game clock to 36 seconds, please? 36.
So 36 seconds to go in the second quarter. And now one timeout remaining for the Browns.
So that saved them 5 seconds, which Hugh Jackson is the quarterback when he's at Pacific. Ran a wishbone, so he still has that first quick step to get down the sideline and call that timeout. What Deshaun Kaiser has to realize on this second down pass play probably, if it's not there early, go out of the end zone and get yourself to third down.
Duke Johnson lined up as a wide receiver, top of your screen. Kaiser to the end zone too high.
Yep.
And he took a big shot from Geno Atkins. A couple of weeks ago in Detroit, late first half, things did not go well for the Browns as Kaiser audibled into a run with no timeouts remaining, and Cleveland was not able to snap the ball again. Could not get a field goal. Lots of frustration. Hugh Jackson to Johnson just his helmet. So they have one timeout this time, but right now they're faced with third down and 1.
Wouldn't be surprised by a draw play.
It's Kaiser to Johnson, and right at the chains, the tackle is made. And one official says fourth down. Now, John Hussey says first down. So they do move the sticks. And Cleveland has used its final timeout. Don't forget, coming up, Verizon halftime report with our guys back in New York. Scores and highlights from Week 12 in the NFL. Well, we just showed you what happened in Detroit. Clearly, that cannot happen again here because no timeouts for the Browns. When that happened, Hugh Jackson took full responsibility. Said anything that happens on offense, that's on me. But several of the Browns players acknowledged it was Kaiser who audibled into that play, which cost them a chance to at least kick a field goal.
And they were on or about the 3-yard line, and it looked like he audibled to a quarterback sneak and got plugged up at the line of scrimmage, and then you couldn't get unpiled because the Detroit Lions realized, we don't have to get up in a hurry. But the officials could have called delay a game against Detroit for not getting up off the runner.
Browns are out of timeouts. 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Throwing into 7 defenders back there in the back end.
Coleman makes the catch at the 4, and now the Browns have to hustle.
Now you spike it here, and then you still have third down to throw it into the end zone.
Kaiser gets into the line, spikes it, and the clock stops with 5 seconds to go. And Hugh Jackson is not going to take a shot for the end zone. He sends out his kicker, Gonzalez. Is there time to throw one in the end zone, James?
Well, I thought that they would have been able to get up and get set and spike faster than what they did, but no. Not with 5 seconds. You really wouldn't want to risk it. Although I think you would have a chance. Now, Marvin Lewis has just called timeout. And it's interesting because we just saw Britton Colquitt run back out onto the field. So he's probably cleared the concussion protocol. He could come in and be the holder. And he's not on the field now, but he was on the sideline. Yeah, here he comes.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, so
maybe that timeout.
Oh, it helped them. It really did help them, yeah. Because they would have had to have gone with Cody Kessler as the holder.
Absolutely.
Perhaps Marvin Lewis was going to tell his unit, hey, they have a quarterback holding, so let's be alert for the fake. So maybe in a way he was alerting his defense, but he's now giving them time to get the unit on for the normal PAT.
20-more-yard attempt for Gonzalez is good. And time runs out here in the first half. The Browns field goal cuts into a 10-point deficit. Cincinnati will get the kickoff to start the second. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station. star in a new Kevin Can Wait CBS Monday.
Whoa, Dave, did you go camping? Came to the store for Black Friday. Saved big. You? Actually, I got a solid 8 hours. You snooze, you lose. Still saved huge.
Get something you really want during the GMC Sierra Black Friday event. Get 20% below MSRP on specially equipped 2017 Sierra 1500 SLT Crew Cab models. That's over $11,200 on this GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. GMC.
Honey, I think I heard something.
Okay. From Christmas tree mats to floor liners, cargo liners, and over 100 other premium products, WeatherTech has the perfect holiday gift.
Honey, is everything okay?
Oh, yeah. Order at WeatherTech.com. Happy holidays from WeatherTech.
Really? Really? Really?
Really?
Really? See zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
The Record Super Value Party, the perfect gift for everyone's list. We're dealing.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report. Watch live, local, and primetime games with NFL Mobile only on Verizon. Back here with the full house in the studio. Folks, we take you right to the highlights. Let's get to them. The Bears at the Eagles. The Eagles' Carson Wentz throws a 15-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Nelson Aguilar. And the Chicago Bears have 34 yards total offense so far in the first half.
Well, that's not good, Phil. How about the Dolphins at the Patriots? This is not good either. That's a backup center playing for the Patriots. They're up 14-0 in this league. So Rashad Jones touchdown, 14-7. Tom Brady's throwing 2 touchdown passes in this game. Matt Moore just threw an interception in the end zone as the Dolphins were trying to score. And right now, New England 21-10, approaching halftime.
And I'll tell you, Tyrod Taylor got back into the saddle after being benched a week ago, and this is what they missed. There he is going around finding Zay Jones on the low line for the touchdown. And Kansas City offense going against a defensive Buffalo that's been struggling the last 3 weeks. 0-6 a third down, 1 first down, 13-3 Buffalo.
Panthers at the Jets. Here comes the athletic, the graceful, the beautiful Cam Newton right there.
Wow. You're in love with it.
Stuff like that. Get out of my house, not in the Meadowlands.
Oh, how about you talking about me?
How about Robbie Anderson comes up with a touchdown pass later on, and tight game between the Jets and Panthers.
All right, the Bucks, Atlanta. Check out this Mohamed Sanu. Yeah, I said it. Mohamed Sanu throws a touchdown to Julio Jones. Julio Jones is balling. Mohamed Sanu perfect on his career. He is 6 for 6 with 3 TDs. Play a little red light, green light right here. Red light, green light. Just kids out there having fun, guys.
How about the Jacoby Brissett? He was sacked 6 times in the first half. Here we see Brian Orozco and Daquan Jones get him for an 8-yard loss. But I'll tell you what, the Indianapolis Colts come back. Frank Gore, 14 yards out. After Marcus Mariota interception, they lead 13.
How old is Frank Gore?
He's 43 years old.
He's not 43 years old, folks. All right, here we go. Cincinnati and Cleveland, and there is Andy. He is Tyler Boyd for the touchdown. Dolphins looking good in this first half. The Bengals lead 16-6.
What we're saying in dog years. And a reminder, week 13 in the league kicks off with Thursday Night Football on NFL Network. It'll feature an NFC East showdown between Washington and Dallas.
Hey, right now, the Joe Mixon show in Cincinnati. You know, the Bengals come in with the 32nd ranked offense on the ground. And that's why this is so surprising, especially against a reasonably good Cleveland Brown defense. Mixon on the ground already, 11 carries, 54 yards. He's got 3 receptions, 51 yards through the air, 105 all-purpose yards. But certainly Joe Mixon showing, look there, look the speed, the burst, and the athletic.
athleticism that got him drafted by the Bengals this past draft. Right there, take a look at these numbers. Pretty impressive stuff, Coach.
I mean, look at them. This is what they envisioned when they got Joe Mixon in here with Giovanni Bernard. And who would have thought they were 32nd, but they're starting to show some life. I'm going to tell you, this may be one of those teams starting to peak in the second half of this year. And right, this going down the stretch right here. You know, they kind of put themselves into a hole. They still have a chance, but I tell you what, they're a good offense.
Coach, you said meaningful football for the Bengals through November, December.
Yeah, got to keep your eye on Tyrod Taylor. It was the big story last week. Tyrod Taylor, 15 for 24, 121. Buffalo Bills looking a lot better, but him back in starting lineup.
Time for
Oh, we do? Got time for me? Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you, guys. You know, I'm watching an Atlanta game down there today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Mohamed Sanu threw that long touchdown pass. And I don't want to take too much credit for it, but I did throw with him when he was a high school quarterback, and I was a little disappointed he wore gloves to throw it.
Is that why you changed positions to wide receiver?
Boy, shades of
it got me.
Randall L, huh? Shades of maybe?
1 3.
Go ahead.
I think the one thing I would say about Jacoby Brissett, you know, I think you got a good young quarterback. He's been very resilient. His ability to come back, we saw him get sacked 6 times, but he kept his poise. And this is a tough thing I'll give in Tennessee a lot to handle.
You know, I think Kansas City looks like a dead team right now, guys. They look lifeless, listless. You can name whatever S you want to put on it.
What are they? What are the Kansas City? What are they built upon besides the trick plays that we've
They've always been running the ball and stopping the run, and something that they're not doing anymore.
Can't do either.
Verizon halftime report continues.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Watch live, local, and primetime games with NFL Mobile, only on Verizon.
This year I'm going to do something to bring awareness to bullying. Welcome to the bully-free zone. Hello, everybody.
If someone ever bullied me, then I always tell my teacher, my mom.
If somebody reaches out and gets help, it can be stopped and eliminated.
And learn how not to be a bully. Bullying is not what you want to do to others.
Do something that's beneficial, not only to my community, but to the world.
This is a bully-free zone.
We're trying to develop the best tools, ones that will allow us to diagnose concussions in real time. There's no ability to objectively diagnose a concussion. Objective information is the most useful. There's a number of scientific efforts underway, such as blood biomarkers and the ability to assess abnormal patterns in brain waves. This will allow us to better detect these injuries earlier, to guide that patient about what the best decision is for them. The sooner we can diagnose these injuries, the better we're able to treat them and prevent them.
Get the Verizon Halftime Report live online every Sunday. Brought to you by Verizon. Visit cbs.com/Verizon.
This week, Colbert's new with Justin Timberlake, Kate Winslet, Carol Burnett, Louis Black, and Senator Chuck Schumer. Plus Monday, catch Jake Tapper and SWAT star Shamar Moore.
Carol Burnett answers questions about her show.
Did everyone get along? Yes. Was it a calm set? Always. Was everything scripted? Of course, we were professionals.
Don't miss Carol's anniversary special, CBS next Sunday.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Watch live, local, and primetime games with NFL Mobile, only on Verizon.
Something tells me we're going to regret helping her.
Scorpio, Monday. When the Victoria's Secret fashion show arrives in China. The reaction is just what you'd expect.
Angels in Asia.
Showing musical guest Harry Styles. And the most beautiful women on the planet. The Victoria's Secret fashion show from China. CBS Tuesday. Week 12 continues later today on Fox and CBS. And tonight with Sunday Night Football on NBC. And tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN.
on-selling stars in a new Blue Bloods. CBS this Friday. Now during Toyota's Black Friday event, get $500 bonus cash on the all-new 2018 Camry. Use it to get 0.9 financing plus $500. Or lease Camry for $199 a month plus $500 bonus cash. Only through Monday. Toyota, let's go places.
Good news travels fast. At Spectrum, we're increasing our starting internet speed to 100 megabits per second. It's a fact. The more devices you use, the more speed and bandwidth you need. And still just $29.99 when bundled. We're talking 100 megabits per second fast. So you can stream all you can stream and download and game. You get the idea. The phone company can't touch that. We're talking unlimited, no-holds-barred internet. The fastest starting speeds at the same low price. Spectrum.
It's Black Friday all month long at NGP. Now through November 30th, buy 2 tires, get 2 free when you purchase our value installation package. Plus, use your store card and pay no interest for 12 months on purchases of $6.99 or more. Only at NGP.
So what's big man Joe Staley doing? He's celebrating a touchdown. He didn't score. The odds of a guy like Joe scoring a real touchdown are the same as 0. Huh. Worming his way out of here.
Collect labels, get hats, win 5K. Mail in 10 labels from any 20-ounce Pepsi, Mountain Dew, or Dr. Pepper product, and you'll get a nostalgic logo teeny cap. And be entered for a chance to win $5,000. No purchase necessary. For complete details, visit 5k.minnesota.com.
Like the Super Value Party, you'll love what you find here. We're dealing.
Back in Cincinnati with a look at the first half stats. The Browns with more total yards than the Bengals. One of the big surprises, though, in the rushing department, Cincinnati close to 100 yards on the ground. Back in the booth with Hall of Famer James Lofton, I'm Andrew Catalan. Cincinnati came in with the last rushing offense, the worst in the NFL, and they've been able to run the ball against Cleveland. A bit of a surprise there.
A bit of a surprise, but when Marvin Lewis talked to us, he said, we've had so many negative runs. We've had a lot of positive runs, but we've eliminated the negative runs, and they were able to do that in the first half today.
Let's take a look at the game of the first half. Andy Dalton connecting with Tyler Boyd on Boyd's first touchdown of the season. At the half, it's a 10-point advantage for the Cincinnati Bengals, and they get the ball to begin the second half.
And when you watch that first half, the Cleveland Browns had 3 scoring opportunities. They did miss 1 field goal, but they have moved the ball effectively. So they've got to feel a little bit of momentum. Now they just have to be able to get the ball in the end zone. Of course, it'd be great to get a defensive stop if you're a Browns fan to start this first half.
And an injury update on the Bengals sideline. Nick Vigil has an ankle injury. He is listed as questionable to return. He's their leading tackler. That could be a big loss for Cincinnati in the second half. Here's Erickson on the return. Erickson spins away from Tyrone Holmes, and then tackled at the 22. We talked about the running attack, 96 yards on the ground. The Bengals led by 54 from Joe Mixon.
And we saw those holes opened up at different levels, but Joe Mixon has a nice balance of speed and power. And Andy Dalton, quick Andy Dalton, is able to turn it on and add to some of those rushing totals that the Bengals were able to put up in the first half.
How about Cincinnati? Their final 21 plays of the first half, they ran all 21 in Cleveland territory. They'll begin this drive at their own 21 with Andy Dalton under center and Erickson in motion. Dalton wide open is A.J. Green at the 38-yard line, and Green tackled at the 40 for a gain of 18 for number 18, a first down for the Bengals.
You have option routes that you can run at about 5 or 6 yards. Here's an option route where A.J. Green can either go to the post, but if center field is closed, he's going to run that deep hook route. Great job by A.J. Green and Andy Dalton being on the same page.
Dalton, he had a 14 for 116 yards and the touchdown to Boyd. Back to the air, completes it to Croft. He's wrapped up by James Burgess, 2 yards shy of a first down. Tyler Croft, the third-year man out of Rutgers, a third-round pick in the 2015 draft.
Looked like he was holding his hands there a little bit. We talked to him about being a good blocker, and we always talk about tight ends having good hands. Well, you've got to have good hand placement. when you're a tight end. It's a key to their run game, and they were very successful doing it this first half.
And he is nursing a right hand injury in this game as Mixon has the first down for Cincinnati all the way out to the 45-yard line. This is quickly becoming Joe Mixon's best game of his young career, a gain of 7, and he's a yard away from matching his career high.
Does a nice job in being the low man, and you always used to hear those in drills in Pop Warner football. Low man wins, and that's evidence of it right there.
Season high, or for Mixon's case, his career high, 62 yards rushing against Green Bay back in week 3. He's got 61 here early in the third quarter.
It's a soft box by the Cleveland Browns there defensively.
This time Danny Shelton is able to stop Mixon near the line of scrimmage. And Danny Shelton, 6'2", 335 pounds, did not play in the first meeting between these two teams because of a calf injury.
You know, Danny Shelton doesn't show up a lot in the stat column, just in terms of raw tackles, but talk to the linebackers who play behind him. And like I said, he's a sponge that soaks up the double team.
Second down and 7. Dalton going deep down the field, and he was looking for LaFell. It's incomplete. It's third down. Larry Hogan Joby applying the pressure on Dalton. You see Jamar Taylor, who's very good friends with George Iloka, the Bengals safety. The two played together at Boise State. They were roommates, and we met with Iloka yesterday, and he said that his wedding next June, Jamar Taylor's going to be in the wedding. So two good friends going at it today here in Cincinnati. 6 on third downs in the first half. This is a 3rd and 7. They clock at 3.
AJ Green signals up top.
Over the middle, it's caught by Erickson for a first down. Erickson to the 24. A gain of 18 for Alex Erickson, who continues to grow in this Bengals offense. Last week, he caught his first NFL touchdown.
And Erickson, a second-year player from Wisconsin, earned his way onto the lineup by being a great special teams player, by being a good kick returner, but you can see that he has great pass catching skills. That little arrow route that he just ran right there has been a staple of the West Coast offense since Bill Walsh was an offensive coach here with the Bengals.
Play action, Dalton on the move, fires on the sideline. A.J. Green with the catch. Inside the 10, it's first and goal for Cincinnati.
A.J. Green stuck his hands up and caught that one as if it were in the picnic yard. Out in July, just playing catch in the backyard. Just strong hands right on the sideline. No panic, kept his feet in bounds. Nice work by A.J. Green.
Mixon on first and goal, bounces his way up to the 5. Burl Peppers comes in to make the tackle. But Cincinnati has been met with little resistance on this opening drive in the second half.
Well, when you start the game, you have that script of the first 15 or first 20 that you want to accomplish, and sometimes you might have some holdovers when the second half starts. And here were some plays that we wanted to run early on, and we thought were going to be good for us. Yeah, we'll just run them when we start the second half, and that's what it looks like the Bengals are doing right now, just marching straight down.
It's a new career high for Mixon, 68 yards rushing. Second down and goal. Play action. Dalton has time. Now rolls and throws it away. Carl Nassif was bearing down on Dalton, and it's 3rd and goal. Bengals did score on all 4 of their first half possessions.
You talked about the runner. How about the blocker by Joe Mixon, putting Carl Nassif on the ground and giving Andy Dalton time to see that, hey, maybe there's nobody open. I know that my running backs are going to hold up for me.
Giovanni Bernard now into the game as the running back on 3rd and goal.
There's a wall right there at the goal line of ground defenders.
Dalton's pass is incomplete, but there's the flag. Jason McCourty had the coverage on Brandon LaFell. And it appears this will be against the veteran McCourty.
Pass interference. Defense, number 30. Foul the Georgia end zone. The ball
First down.
In your shot there, you saw Brandon LaFell being covered by McCourty and A.J. Green behind him. It's a high-low, and McCourty was kind of caught in between the two, and when he drove on Brandon LaFell, just there a little bit too early.
So that makes it first and goal from the 1. Here with the H-back, Dixon at running back. It's a play action. Dalton to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Tyler Croft. His 6th career touchdown, but his first at home here in Cincinnati. We met with him yesterday and said, hey, haven't scored at home your whole career. He said, I had no idea. I'll have to do that.
Yeah, great job in retaining your balance after you sold out on the block. But really, this drive was about Joe Mixon. He runs it, he blocks, and does a fake leap over the top to suck all the defenders in. So nice job by Joe Mixon. Straight to acting class for Joe Mixon. He'll go to Hollywood after this.
5 possessions, 5 scores for the Bengals. Extra point by Randy Bullock is good. With 10:21 to go in the 3rd quarter, Andy Dalton and the Bengals increase their lead. It's 23-6.
Is the reason for transparency.
Well, here's to first dates. You look amazing.
And you look amazingly comfortable. When your V-neck looks more like a U-neck, that's when you know it's half washed. Add Downy to keep your collars from stretching. Unlike detergent alone, Downy conditions to smooth and strengthen fibers. So next time, don't half wash it. Downy, and it's done.
At Jared, we turn feelings into jewelry. Jewelry that tells her she's the best thing that's ever happened to you in a way that goes beyond words. It could be a piece jewelry designers created just for Jared, or a piece we custom made just for you. Because we're more than a store that sells beautiful jewelry. We are jewelers. The one unique gift that tells her exactly how you feel. That's why he went to Jared.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. And a gentle wave-like motion. Liberate your spine. And reach, toes blossoming.
Not that great at yoga.
Yeah, but when I slipped a disc, he paid my claim before I knew it.
So he had your back.
Yep.
In just one day, we process, approve, and pay. One-day pay, only from Aflac.
Bengals in front of the Browns. His last 5.5 games against Cleveland, Andy Dalton now has 15 touchdowns and no interceptions. His 2nd touchdown pass of the day, this time to Tyler Croft. Randy Bullock kicks it away to Matthew Days. From the 3. And Days tackled at the 20. Well, Saturday, Georgia looks to avenge its regular season loss to Auburn, who just knocked off the #1 team in the country. It's the SEC Championship on CBS. Coverage begins with the CBS Sports College Football pregame Saturday at 3 Eastern on CBS.
So if you had told most college fans that Alabama was not going to be in that game at midseason, they'd have looked at you cross-eyed.
Auburn red hot. 6 former Auburn players in this game today, 4 from Georgia, including A.J. Green. As on first down, Isaiah Crowell breaks free from the pack. And Crowell is pushed down at the 46-yard line by Clayton Fingelo. It's a gain of 26 for Isaiah Crowell, which matches his season long.
And a super important drive for Deshaun Kaiser. Because in this drive, Deshaun Kaiser has to say, we can punch back. We had 210 yards of total offense in the first half. Sure, we only scored 6 points. You go down, you score on us to open the quarter, I can bring the team back and score on you. So, super important for Deshaun Kaiser right now.
And then right back to Crowell. Across midfield, and Isaiah Crowell with another burst. He gets 11 more yards. Benjamin on the stop again.
We saw it when the Bengals ran the ball with Joe Mixon. Now Crowell coming, and that's a tight hole. And look how the ball security there, realizing, hey, tackler's coming, time to cover up and make sure they have the ball at the end of this play.
Crowell's season high is 90 yards. So far today, he's got 80 yards on the ground. This time, Kaiser in the air. Fires, and it's caught for another first down. Corey Coleman reels it in. A pickup of 12, and a good drive here by Kaiser and the Browns.
You always hear people talk about the red zone when you get inside the 20. I'll give you a little tip. Inside the coaching room, we're now in the high red zone. When you get to the 30-yard line, there are plays that you use here that you could target the end zone. So if you get a single high safety look, maybe there's something that you've come up with that you're throwing the ball down the field.
Johnson on the carry, and Dre Kirkpatrick coming up to make that tackle.
And that was not it. not even close to being it. You know, that huge play calling sheet that Hugh Jackson has, now he's going, okay, well, what do I have for 2nd and 13 on the 33-yard line? And he's even folded it in half. Said, okay, only working with half the sheets here. You can see he's frustrated because that should have been a good play to get you closer to that red zone.
A loss of 3 for Johnson, who remains the running back on 2nd and 13. Play fake. Kaiser wanting to go deep, nobody home. Now he'll keep it himself on the run. Kaiser at the 25, and instead of going out of bounds, he cut it back inside. That goes back to what he told us yesterday. He's looking to be more aggressive at the end of runs, and that time it worked to get a couple extra yards.
And comes up just a yard short of the first down. You would have thought that human nature, here's a guy who was in the concussion protocol in the first half, that he would have slid down or gone out of bounds, but being aggressive, realizing that his team needs it. Now, 3rd and 1, a chance to pick it up. Maybe use a little voice inflection here, but don't have your guys jump off something.
Coming into the day on 3rd and 1, Browns 13 and 15, converting those 3rd and 1s into first downs, and Kaiser keeps them rolling. Another first on 3rd and 1 for Cleveland.
6'4", 233 pounds, Deshaun Kaiser is. And you get a little momentum going right there. And you get a quarterback who's got some good leg strength. He's going to get you those first downs on quarterback sneaks.
Grew up in Toledo, played at Toledo Central Catholic. He said after practice on Thursday, he got in his car, drove 90 minutes, went home for Thanksgiving with his family. Not an option many NFL players have. So close to where he works is Crowell. Gets a yard. Back to New York, an NFL Today update with JB and Nate.
A bubble that didn't pop. That's right, JB. A bubble screen to the left. Alex Smith says Albert Wilson, 19 yards. He gets in the end zone. The Bills lead 13-10. And back to Andrew and James.
All right, guys, 23-6 in favor of the Bengals here, but the Browns are driving. 2nd and 10 from the Cincinnati 19. 3rd time in the red zone today for Cleveland. Each of the first 2 they've had to settle for a field goal.
And then empty look 2, and then 3 on this side.
Kaiser. And he's dragged down by Jordan Willis. There is a flag in the backfield. And this could be holding on Sean Coleman, the right tackle. And he's already been called for holding once today.
Holding. Offense. Number 72, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's now the 11th time this year Coleman has been flagged for a penalty.
See, I hate to say as a player that I'm not okay with the holding call,
but I'm okay with the opposing team taking it and giving me more room to run my pass patterns up. So I've got another second down, and if I'm the receiver, I'm kind of happy that it's not third down and 9. I'll take this right here.
Instead, it's 2nd and 20. Kaiser looking end zone, and it is dropped. Oh, that looked to be a beautiful pass from Kaiser, but Corey Coleman could not bring it in.
Talked earlier about Corey Coleman trying to become the go-to guy. The only way you become the go-to guy is if you go get it. And that's right in the breadbasket, but that time the breadbasket, maybe it had that soft spot right at the bottom of it. It went straight through. You know, when bread gets wet, it just drops straight out. So, Corey Coleman, you've got to make that play.
A beautiful toss from Kaiser. But after the drop, it's now 3rd and 20 with 3 on the play clock. Kaiser nowhere to go again, gets rid of it to Duke Johnson, and Johnson is spun down at the 22. He's well short of a first down. So 3rd time in the red zone, and this will be the 3rd field goal attempt for Cleveland.
That time's his coverage in the back end. You only rush 4. You get a little TT twist up front. Kaiser does a nice job in finding Duke Johnson, but just too much for Duke to overcome to try and pick up a first down after that short toss.
The punter Colquitt, who missed some of the first half while he was evaluated for a concussion, is the holder for Zane Gonzalez from 39 yards away, and it's good. 3rd field goal today for Gonzalez. It's 23-9.
Staying ahead isn't about waiting for a chance. It's about the one bold choice you make that moves you forward. The one and only Cadillac Escalade. Come in for our season's best offers and drive out with the perfect 2017 Cadillac Escalade for you. Get this low mileage lease from around $899 per month.
Today only comes once. Here's to those who take that as a threat and crush it. Phoenix 5 from Garmin.
Grit and determination to become a professional football player like Luke Keatland. But it only takes 15 minutes to see how much you can save on car insurance with Geico.
Try Degree Ultra Clear Blackless White. Saves your white clothes from yellow stains and black clothes from white marks. Still with 48-hour sweat protection. Try Degree Ultra Clear Blackless White. It won't let you down.
Mom, where's Dad?
He's still working on the lights.
Mom, what's your turn? Home. Try that. Yeah.
Lizzie, come on outside. I want to show you something.
CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Garmin. Get a Garmin smartwatch and beat yesterday. And by Macy's.
Some of the best ice cream you'll ever have. Graders here in Cincinnati. Our crew crushed Graders last night. Our broadcast associate Matt Kaplan Going with the raspberry chip, a very popular option. Good job by Matt to get that done. James, you went a little bit off the board with your selection.
I did. Stout pretzel.
Doesn't sound right.
Oh, it was very right.
Really? Well, let's change gears here a little bit and take a look at Joe Mixon, who's got a career-high 68 yards rushing today to go along with 51 yards through the air.
And he has been able to do it all and do it all in spectacular fashion. But what I love about him is his ability to block and do something that a lot of running backs don't enjoy doing a lot, but he cut Carl Nassib down quickly.
Last 5 possessions, Bengals have scored on every single one, and they have a 23-9 lead. They start this drive at the 25-yard line with 4:33 to go in the third quarter. There's Brandon LaFell, and he's dragged down by Kirksey. Update from the Bengals sideline, Nick Vigil will not return because of the ankle injury he suffered in the first half, so Vigil, their leading tackler, is out for the rest of the game.
If you are the Cleveland Browns, you kind of want one of those playmakers to make a play. You'd like for Myles Garrett to be able to step up, or Devin McCourty to come in and get the ball. And so you're looking for that to kind of thwart the Bengals because they've been marching down the field.
There's Mixon on 2nd and 5. And we're going to go back to New York and NFL Today Update with JB and Nate.
Favorite red zone target. That's right, one of the best combinations of all time. Tom Brady to Gronk. 15-yard TD right there. Gronk doing what he does. He sets up the Gronk spike on this one. The Pats, they lead 28-10. Andrew and James.
I think you got to delay a game on the spike.
You can even take something that you do all the time and choreograph it a little bit.
Big play for this Browns defense. 3rd down and 4. Get the ball back here late third quarter. Pitch it to Bernard, and Bernard cannot get there. Good job of containing by the Browns defense. Myles Garrett, James Burgess getting the job done, and Cincinnati will punt.
And you're running at Garrett. You don't give a good pass look, and he fights through the offensive blocker, and he's the one who pushes Giovanni Bernard back and lets the rest of the defense pursue him and knock him down.
First time today that the Bengals don't score when they have the football, which makes it the first punt. For Kevin Huber with Jabril Peppers back deep.
Peppers talking to us yesterday in our meetings told us he likes to take a peek at how the team is coming down to cover him, see if he has a chance to return it.
He can return this one from the 35. Peppers spinning to the 46-yard line, so good field position for the Browns. They get the ball back here with 2:24 to go in the third.
Today, we're out here to test people's knowledge about type 2 diabetes. So you have type 2 diabetes?
Yes, I do.
True or false? Type 2 diabetes more than doubles your chance of dying from a cardiovascular event, like a heart attack or a stroke.
That can't be true, can it?
Actually, it is true. And with heart disease, your risk is even higher. In fact, cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death for adults with type 2 diabetes and heart disease. But there is good news. Jardiance is the only type 2 diabetes pill with a life-saving cardiovascular benefit. Jardiance has proven to both significantly reduce the chance of dying from a cardiovascular event in adults who have type 2 diabetes and heart disease, and lower your A1C.
That's good to know.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, and trouble breathing. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis or an allergic reaction. Symptoms of an allergic reaction include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Other side effects are sudden kidney problems, genital yeast infections, increased bad cholesterol, and urinary tract infections, which may be serious. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions.
Isn't it time to talk to your doctor about Jardiance?
Absolutely.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance and get to the heart of what matters. What could stand between these guys and a missing fortune?
You know where he is? Should I be the bigger man?
You should.
Oh, why'd I ask you?
Then Sheldon's on a mission.
I'm interested in taking out a second mortgage.
Who are you talking to?
Can this wait? I'm trying to negotiate favorable terms.
A new young Sheldon, right after a new Big Bang Theory, CBS Thursday.
At 3:55 p.m. on Halloween, it looked like A.J. McCarron in the hat there would be the starting quarterback for the Browns for today's game against the Bengals. But, of course, the failed trade right at the deadline, and McCarron is still the backup for Cincinnati. As Deshaun Kaiser on 1st and 10 hands off to Isaiah Crowell, who's been running well today. He continues that as he's shoved out of bounds by Jordan Evans. But how about this morning? Down on the field during pregame warm-ups, Hugh Jackson running over to give A.J. McCarron a hug. Not surprising.
Not surprising.
Hugh Jackson used to be the offensive coordinator. He knows A.J. well, but there's the Browns owner, Jimmy Haslam, who also had a handshake and a smile, and then about a 5 to 10 minute conversation ensued between the three, which was certainly fascinating for many, as this pass by Kaiser is incomplete. We revisited the failed trade with Marvin Lewis yesterday, and he said that at 3:50 he called on the trade deadline day. He called upstairs to the front office. They were busy on the phone. 4 o'clock, Marvin Lewis said his phone started buzzing, and he figured the trade was done. But 5 minutes later, the front office called back and said, guess what? It didn't work out. A.J. McCarron is still with us. We have an injury on the field. It's Seth DeValve. We're back in a moment.
Prancer's got pneumonia, sir, but we found a reindeer replacement. Vertigo.
Getting judged on your name is tough. At Overstock.com, our name makes people think we sell overstocked goods, but it's actually everything you see here. Get great deals on beautiful new Safa Via rugs and the hottest gifts. Now during Overstock.com's Cyber Monday sale. Ooh, someone's been nice.
You're actually right next door to your friend.
Correction, best friend. Let's go. Are you taking all your tiny shampoos? You look rough, bro.
State Farm knows it's more than a house. It's home. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Play something relaxing.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Rated E to M.
Now starting at $2.99.
PlayStation.
The best in pro football merchandise is at cbssports.com/gift.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Here to help life go right. And by Verizon. Best gifts on the best network.
The creativity never ceases to me. All the time I spent playing, I didn't know all the action was going on in the stands.
Third down and 1. Kaiser to the air, in trouble, and he's sacked. Pat Sims, who was released last Saturday, re-signed on Tuesday, comes up with the sack, and you have to question on 3rd and 1 not running the football.
And during that timeout, the Browns went from a heavy package where they had a fullback and an extra tight end in, and then they went to 3 wide receivers during the course of the timeout. So maybe too much time to think about that play and come up with a bad play.
Browns have 142 yards rushing today. Crowell with 89. Instead, they throw it, and Kaiser is sacked. Erickson fields the punt at the 8. Erickson tackled at the 23 with 1:02 to go in the 3rd quarter. Coming up next, the second half of our CBS doubleheader features 2 teams atop their divisions. Drew Brees and the Saints battle the Rams, or some of you will see Denver and Oakland, or 7-3 Jacksonville take on Arizona.
Everybody's talking about Tom Brady being 40. Drew Brees is such a young 39-year-old, isn't he?
MVP type season, and it's hard to ignore what Jared Goff has done as well for the Rams. Bengals back on offense here, late 3rd quarter. It's Mixon up the middle. Mixon to the 27-yard line, where Joe Schobert makes another tackle.
So if you're the Browns and you're on defense, you've been sitting on the sideline, the team is moving the ball, they have a 3rd and 1, and you're thinking they got a drive going, and then you miss something like that. You've got to have some defensive players step up.
Schobert in his 2nd season out of Wisconsin. Very athletic, can juggle, and yes, he can dunk a basketball. He's a very good basketball player in high school. And he's got 10 tackles so far today. Dalton. Oh, A.J. Green going up to get it with a feet in. Yes! What a grab by A.J. Green.
I think the Bengals would want to hurry up and run a play before Hugh Jackson gets a chance to maybe try and review this one, because Devin McCourty plays it correctly, trying to push him out of bounds while he's in the air. And that 2nd foot, that's really close on the boundary.
Hugh Jackson just challenged the play. The red flag is on the field, and he wants the officials to take another look at this one.
Well, it's a significant game, obviously, and Hugh Jackson's thinking, if he didn't, the right foot is the one that's going to be in question. So he's up. You're going to see the left foot come down. He clearly has the ball and drags the right toe. He's good. He's good.
You know, our friend Nate Burleson back in the studio today, he does something on Good Morning Football, toe drag swag. I have a feeling you'll see that with Nate this week on Good Morning Football.
But it's the strong hands that allow you to relax along the sideline and let your lower body work. It's almost like it's 2 different components. It's the hands and the feet. I used to tell the guys when I was coaching them, see the ball, feel the sideline, because you can't look down and try and make sure that your feet are in bounds. It's see the ball, look at him looking at the ball up top, and then feel the sideline with your feet.
This season,
that's a terrific catch.
Unbelievable.
Great defensive play by Jason McCourty, because he's right there to make the play, turns his hips, tries to push him out of bounds.
After review, the call on the field has been confirmed. It is a completed catch. Cleveland will be charged a timeout. They have 1 challenge remaining.
That's like the exclamation point. It's been confirmed. What were you talking about, Hugh Jackson? It wasn't out of bounds.
Hugh Jackson now 2 of 6 on his challenges.
He can only chuckle about that one. He said, hey, I thought it was out of bounds. I didn't know. When did I start questioning A.J. Green?
6 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. The ball is spotted at the 40-yard line. A.J. Green has 4 catches for 61 yards. It's Mixon. And Mixon to the 46, and that's the end of the third quarter with Cincinnati on top 23-9. We'll be back after this message and a word from your local station.
Together, we save big during Black Friday. We find the lowest prices of the year and the best brands for our celebrations. Right now, get up to 40% off major appliances like this entire kitchen suite only at the Home Depot.
Taco Bell's new $5 cravings deal has all of Taylor's favorites like the beefy 5-layer burrito, cinnamon twist, crunchy taco, cheesy gordita crunch, and a medium drink. It also has Brad's favorites, the guy who bought it. Taco Bell's new $5 cravings deal.
They knocked off Alabama. Now Auburn battles Georgia at the SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Saturday. Bruno Mars brings his all-time greatest hits to CBS New Special Wednesday.
Today we've got my buddy Colin in from Michigan. We're going to have a little bit of fun with him. Welcome to the Buckeye State. With the four-wheel drive, you can literally drive over anything. Speed bumps, potholes, wolverines. It's the perfect off-road vehicle. The gas mileage is so good, you can just drive on down the field. And check out this amazing sound system. Do you have it in blue? Nope, but we do have it in either scarlet or gray.
Get the Samsung Superstore experience only at Big Sandy Superstores.
Experience Samsung package power. Laundry packages like this washer, only $4.99, and the matching dryers half price. And kitchen packages like this Samsung 4-piece stainless package with French door refrigerator, $14.99. And with the power of up to 7 years special financing with no money down, finance $1,000 for as little as $17 a month at Big Sandy, America's fastest growing home furnishings retailer.
Let's get the big guy in place.
The Ford year-end sales event is here.
I can guide you in. No thanks, Santa. I got this. It looks a little tight. Perfect fit. Santa needs an F-150.
That's Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get exclusive holiday offers across a full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Like a Ford F-150. Now you can get up to $10,000 in total savings. That's $10,000 during the Ford year-end sales event at your local Ford store.
Before winter weather hits, be prepared with the Doppler 10 Weather Team.
They're having fun here in Cincinnati. Thanksgiving weekend, and the Bengals have a 23-9 lead on the rival Cleveland Browns. Back with Hall of Famer James Lofton, producer Steve McKee, director Andy Goldberg, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Catalan. Start of the fourth quarter, with the Bengals trying to move to 5-6 on the season. The home game with Pittsburgh awaits next Monday night. 2nd down and 4 to begin the quarter. Talking to A.J. Green right at the chains, and that is good for a Cincinnati first down. Jason McCourty on the tackle, a gain of 5.
You know, you can look at the skill players, A.J. Green having a good day, Joe Mixon having a good day. Let's not forget about the Bengals offensive line. The holes have been there, the protection has been there, and really the interior part of the line. Clint Bowling, Russell Bodine, Trey Hopkins, the guards in the center help the quarterbacks, and they are the double-team guys when you're trying to run the ball in between the tackles.
Mixon with 79 yards rushing behind that offensive line. Dolphins in the air here, and the pass is nearly intercepted. That's the second time today. Green Body Calhoun had a great look at a pick, and the second time he comes up empty-handed.
And those are game-changing plays, because when you catch that ball out in space like that, you've got a free run to the opposite end zone. Ball's just a little high. It's been a tough catch for a wide receiver. For defensive back, nearly impossible.
Body Calhoun had 10 interceptions during his career in Minnesota. He had 3 interceptions for the Browns last year, but none this year, and a couple of big drops today. Dalton now 136 consecutive passes without an interception, as Mixon is upended by Derek Kindred. The safety coming up to make the stop for a loss, and it's 3rd and long. Just a reminder, what's at stake? The Browns trying to stop not only a 6-game losing streak to the Bengals, but they've lost 17 in a row on the road. Meanwhile, as we mentioned, the Bengals began the day just one game out of the final playoff spot in the AFC, a game behind the Ravens, who play tomorrow night against Houston.
And if you're going to be aggressive, now's the time to try it. Now, you do have to make sure that you have A.J. Green covered, and you've got Devin McCourty, who is your best, Jason McCourty, who's your best defender, on top of him, and some help behind.
And there was movement on the line. Also, the play clock ran out.
Full start. Offense, number 71. Five-yard penalty, third down.
So if I'm Marvin Lewis, I'm on the headset and I talk to my offensive coordinator, Bill Lazor, and I say, just get us to the punt. We want to punt the ball, let our defense go out there and play defense. We don't need to gamble right here. So this might be a time for a draw play from your running back right there.
Short pass instead to LaFell at midfield, and LaFell brought down at the 46. Another tackle for Joe Schobert, and out comes the punter, Kevin Huber. We told you Schobert could shovel, can dunk a basketball. Take a look. How about this? From 2 years ago.
Between the legs and the green shoes. I think the green shoes are what propels him off the ground.
How about that?
He needs those green shoes today.
Schobert having another big day. Do big things with the basketball. Who knew? Jabril Peppers back deep. End over end kick by Huber. Peppers fair catch at the 10. 12:26 to go. Browns still only down 2 scores.
All right, off you go.
Casual Fridays at Buckingham Palace? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Nathan saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Here's your rubrics. I'm sorry to bother you, but my car broke down, and I'd really appreciate a ride to the stadium. Yes! But no, I have to stay here and wait for a package. I thought anybody who rooted for me would have FedEx Delivery Manager. That way you can sign for your packages remotely and even customize your delivery time. Excuse me, sir. Could you take me to the stadium?
Sure, hop in.
Thank you.
Hope you like jazz fusion. Scoot up one.
Sorry.
Customize your deliveries with FedEx Delivery Manager.
It's Cyber Monday. We need to get busy. On it, we're saving an extra 15% off everything on Target.com. Oh, bananas, bananas, bananas. It is crazy, right?
Save an extra 15% off Cyber Monday at Target.com.
Introducing Budweiser's limited edition 1933 Repeal Reserve. A rich amber lager based on a recipe halted by Prohibition that we share with you this holiday season.
60 Minutes goes on an adventure to a place with no police, no judges, and no crime. An enchanting island worth visiting. Tonight.
We say we're the best. Time to prove it.
LAPD SWAT! Policia!
Thanks for trusting my team. New SWAT, CBS Thursday, 10/9 Central.
You cannot wear a Raiders jersey to my family's Christmas dinner.
Just turn the lights off.
Carlos Dunlap and the Bengals trying to dance their way to another victory. They have a 23-9 lead on the Browns with 12:26 to go in the fourth quarter. Cleveland will start this drive at their own 10-yard line with Kaiser, who's 11 out of 18 for 160 yards passing to the air on first down. Now they'll run it. Kaiser at the 15 and slides down just shy of the 20-yard line. Last time, DeShone Kaiser threw a fourth quarter touchdown pass week 3 at Indianapolis.
I thought you were going to say week 3 in high school.
That's rough.
But it feels like a long time. But the desperation for him to win in our meeting, you could just sense it.
Luke Johnson on the carry. And Kaiser was pretty honest when he said, look, I'm not thinking about being the guy or the long-term solution. We're in a short-term outlook right here. We got to get a W. That's all we care about. That's all we're focusing on, just trying to get a win. Chucks this one out of bounds. And we also asked Kaiser about the failed A.J. McCarron trade. He was pretty honest with us. He said he didn't see it at the time. He was told the next day.
No intentional grounding. There was a receiver in the area. Second down.
By Hugh Jackson and Sashi Brown, you know, how it went down, what happened. And he said, look, what I learned out of this is a serious business. He said, there's no red shirt year for me. I can't be good 3 years from now. I have to be good right now. And that's the biggest thing he took away from the failed attempt to trade for A.J. McCarron. Second down and 10. Looking deep down the field, incomplete. There was some contact between Treggs and Jackson. There's no flag down.
You know, what we see up here and what Deshaun Kaiser sees down on the field can be two different things. And there's just a little grab there when Treggs starts to come out of his break. Now, the ball's thrown so far out in front of him that maybe the officials hesitate to throw the flag there. If that ball's a little closer to being on target, number one, Treggs has a chance to catch it, but also it might incur the flag a little more.
It's third down and 10. Kaiser has thrown 3 straight incompletions. Luke Johnson in the backfield with Kaiser, with 2 on the play clock. Kaiser fires, caught by Kenny Britt at midfield. Britt at the 45 and still going. Britt tackled at the 34-yard line by Jordan Evans. Kenny Britt has made a couple of big catches today. This one goes for 38 yards.
And a big catch over the middle where he's running a deep square in, and he has to extend himself. He doesn't know what's going to happen, if somebody's going to be there to hit him. So he goes up and grabs it. And Kenny Britt, like I said, in his 9th year, may not have the breakaway speed that he used to have, but that's a great hands catch.
Duke Johnson runs right into Geno Atkins for a gain of 1. Browns are outgaining the Bengals 340 yards to 304.
It's the scoring opportunities that they miss. They missed the one field goal attempt and then the drop pass in the end zone by Corey Coleman. So Corey Coleman down there at the bottom, he owes Deshaun Kaiser 1.
Crowell back in at running back. Kaiser, pump fakes, now taking a deep shot down the field, and it's incomplete. Ricardo Lewis, the intended target. It's third down. You mentioned it, James, but Cleveland, even though they're outgaining the Bengals, they've had a couple of miscues. The missed field goal here by Gonzalez, and the drop in the end zone by Corey Coleman. And Brian Body Calhoun has had a couple of opportunities for interception.
And the Browns' margin of error is so thin, and it's emotionally thin, too, for a team that's lost 10 in a row this season. They've had 4 games where they've been one-possession games. So they put in a few games. They're in this game, even though the score isn't as close as it should be.
Third down and 9. Kaiser on a slant. It's caught by Njoku, and he's a yard shy of a first down. And what do you do here if you're Hugh Jackson?
I go for it, like I just said. 10 in a row, because if you kick it here, you get to 12, you're still 11 points down. There's still two scores, so you're at the same place. Win or lose here with the field goal. That'll be a long field goal attempt.
They've had a lot of success on 4th downs this year, 62%. They're 10 out of 16.
And this short yardage play, they have the fullback in, and you're getting timeout from Marvin Lewis and his staff.
Bengals call timeout. Remember, 3rd and 1 earlier in the half. They threw the ball. We were very critical. They did not convert. So an interesting play call coming up now for Hugh Jackson against Marvin Lewis's defense.
So what you'd like to do here, and the competition committee has kind of done away with it. If I were the head coach and it's a timeout, I'd bring all the guys over to the numbers and I'd put about 16 guys in the huddle, because as long as you're outside the numbers, that's not considered in formation. And then I'd run on, straight 11 guys, whatever 11 I'm going to put in the formation. So it's a little bit of surprise and a little bit of panic for the Bengals and their staff and not being able to call the defense against what I have. That's in my coaching manual.
Vitale, the fullback.
Christmas time.
It's Crowell on 4th and 1. Hit at the line, falls forward, and he appears to have the first down. He does. So Hugh Jackson goes for it and pays off. The drive continues with 9.5 to go.
And look at the push at the line of scrimmage. You see a lot of white moving forward toward the first down. That's always a good sign. So you get those feet moving and churning, and the big body's doing their job.
Kaiser, nowhere to go. He's wrapped up and sacked. Carl Lawson again. He now has 7 sacks on the season to lead all rookies in the NFL.
On first down, throwing it away, the timing is not there. Right now, you've reached the top of your drop. Get rid of the ball. You can't dance around like that. You've got elite pass rushers on the outside. Carl Lawson was at 7.5 for the season now.
7 in the 3rd sack today by the Cincinnati defense. There's a flag down as Higgins has the first down inside the 10. But let's see what the flag is.
So that's thrown around the line of scrimmage. It's either offsides on the defense or a formation issue by the Browns.
Offside. Defense number 96. Lined up in the neutral zone. Penalties decline. Result of the play, first down.
1st and goal for the Browns. This impressive drive continues.
Remember I talked earlier in the sequence of, Deshaun Kaiser responding to something that the Bengals do. So this is a good response. It's a series later.
Classic Hugh Jackson formation here. It's Crowell on the carry, spins away from Lawson at the 5 and reaches up to the 3. 2nd down and goal.
And Deshaun Kaiser had a little bump block. He's out there in space carrying out his fake from the read option, and the ball starts to come in his direction. He says, what do I do? I've never been a blocker before. That's not my assignment. But he kind of got in the way enough and then moved his legs so nobody rolled up on him.
Browns have not scored a touchdown in the red zone today. Keep in mind, Kaiser has 4 rushing touchdowns this season, 2nd most among quarterbacks. No gain. 3rd and goal as Jordan Willis, one of the first to get there, along with Montez Perfect.
Remember when we saw Joe Mixon come through the hole and he was lower than Schobert? This time the defenders get low, and they're the low guys. They win on that one. So if your pad level is so important down here, Crowell, I don't know if he's a guy who can leap over the top, and I think if you're going to leap over the top, you got to be inside the 2-yard line.
Play fake, Kaiser, nobody home, and he has to throw it away. And now it's 4th and goal, and Hugh Jackson is going to go for it again.
That didn't look like run to start. That looked like pass the whole time. The offensive lineman kind of comes straight up. They create a pocket. There's no real force to make anybody step up. And then Njoku is just kind of scrambling around, hoping that the defense overbites on it, and he's wide and clean open.
Now, the Browns have failed on many attempts for fade throws in the end zone this year. We met with them each of the last 2 weeks. They said, even though we haven't hit on them, we're going to keep throwing them. We'll see if they do it here. 15th play of the drive. Longest drive this season for Cleveland. 4th and goal. Kaiser keeps it himself up the middle, and he's got it. Touchdown, Kaiser on 4th down. His 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Tied for the most among quarterbacks. And a 15-play drive capped off by the Kaiser touchdown run.
Deshaun Kaiser has a little bit, just a little bit of Cam Newton in him because he's that big, physical guy. So when you get him down here inside the 10-yard line and you don't account for the quarterback as a runner because you think he's going to pass, he's going to hand off to somebody else, and you can use your running back as the lead blocker, it can be a real important run call.
15 plays, 89 yards. It took 5.5 minutes. It's a 1-score game.
What is love? Love is what inspires me. Love is being awakened by a kiss. Love is finding calm in your partner's arms. Love is intimate. Love is everlasting. Love is a diamond. If there's one thing I know, it's couples in love. From the runway to the wedding aisle to the most romantic day of their lives, I'm there. Each piece of my jewelry collection is designed with lovers in mind. The Vera Wang Love Collection at Zales, the diamond store.
Remember that accident I got in with the pole and I didn't make a claim and all that? Is that whole thing still dragging out? No, I took some pics with the app and filed a claim. But you know how they send you money to cover repairs and...
It took forever to pay, right?
No, I got paid right away. But at the very end of it all, my agent wouldn't even call you back, right? No, she called to see if I was happy. But if I wasn't happy with my claim experience, for any reason, they'd give me my money back. No questions asked. Can you believe that? No.
The claim satisfaction guarantee, only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
It doesn't have to be expensive. Just go to Priceline. It's the best place to book a flight a few days before my trip and still save up to 40%. Just tap and go. For the best savings on flights, go to Priceline.
Whatever you were about to do just became whatever you are about to do after you get coffee. Nothing comes before coffee. That's why we are introducing a new line of cafe-quality espresso drinks from McCafe. Get a small peppermint mocha for just $2.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Gillette. The best a man can get. McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by FedEx. Sign up for FedEx Delivery Manager.
We've got a 7-point game in Cincinnati, 6:57 to go. We mentioned this when he scored, but Deshaun Kaiser now tied for the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback this season, tied with Dak Prescott. They each have 5 as Gonzalez kicks it away to Erickson in his own end zone, and he will take a knee. Cincinnati will start at the 25-yard line. So a great drive by Kaiser, 14 out of 25 now, 228 yards passing, to go along with 39 yards rushing in his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. And Cincinnati have to go back to 1992 to find the last time that they lost when leading by at least 14 points entering the 4th quarter.
Important thing here is, how does Greg Williams put stress on the Bengals offense?
Dalton throwing on first down. It's a screen. And the blocker set up nicely for Giovanni Bernard, who picks up a Cincinnati first down. Peppers on the tackle, but not before Bernard gains 15.
Nice job by Bill Lazor, anticipating that aggressive nature that the Browns are going to try and come with a screen pass. Giovanni Bernard had a, 70-yard touchdown in the first game off of a screen, and here's another look where it's wide open to start. Peppers comes in and makes a tackle.
You mentioned this earlier, but you got to give a lot of credit to that Cincinnati offensive line today. Clint Bowling, you just saw him with a nice block. Offensive line coach Paul Alexander for the Bengals in his 23rd straight season as the offensive line coach. Only assisted who predates Marvin Lewis. And then O-line looking good again here as Mixon breaks free into Cleveland territory to the 45. 15 more yards for Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon at 6'1", 228 pounds has a gear that most guys his size do not have. And he runs fast, he runs hard, is furious, and at the end, you cover that ball up. Because the most important thing when you're a runner is to have the ball at the end of the run.
90 yards rushing, a career high for Mixon, 51 through the air for the rookie's second-round pick out of Oklahoma.
3 wide receivers, and you spread the defense out so you don't get that front cluttered up.
Here comes Bonnie Calhoun on the blitz. He missed the tackle on Mixon. And Mixon's able to get a yard out of that. They go back to New York. JB and Nate with an NFL Today update.
Tennessee grinds it out back on top. That's right, JB. You got DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry in the backfield. They handed off DeMarco Murray 1-yard TD. The Titans regained the lead 20-16.
5:59 left in regulation. Back to Andrew and James.
5:04 to go here, and Mixon is playing with his left eye. How about this?
You can get some of those fibers that are on the field in your eye, because I got them on my shoes. My shoes are on. That's that.
The Browns, 12 straight games, they forced a turnover, the longest active streak, but none today, and they desperately need one now, with time ticking away after the catch by Croft.
You don't want to be over-aggressive when you're trying to get that turnover. So if you're playing corner, you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna jump the next out route because it's 3rd and 5, so they're going to run a quick 3-yard, 4-yard out. If they do that and they go right by you, you're in more trouble than if you come up and make the tackle.
Critical play here for the Cleveland defense. 3rd and 5. Bengals are 4 for 9 on 3rd downs. Play clock at 3. 4 minutes to go. Dalton out of the shotgun. Looking deep down the field from Malone. He's down there, and he could not hold on. Big hit in the secondary. Now a late flag comes in. And that could be taunting against Peppers. And what a huge mistake that would be.
Well, if it's a taunting call, that's from a long ways away. I just think he's calling a, what I call a big hit. And this, to me, has always been a good play. You're coming in, you take your head out of it, you lead with the shoulder. And so if there's a conference, you have to understand, what did he contact him with? Now, you could have called the holding there, but you don't. But watch, the shoulder comes in, and it's not to the head or neck area either. It's right into the chest. So it's a good, clean hit.
Personal foul. Defense. Number 22. Contact to a defenseless receiver. 15 yards. Automatic. First down.
I don't know about that one. I agree with you, James.
He had the ball. He had taken 1-2 steps. At what point are you just a receiver who's caught the ball? There's 1, 2, about to take the 3rd step, and you get hit. So, you know, people ask me, would you like to play now because they make a lot of money? No, I'd like to play now because I can catch the ball and run 3 steps, and I'm not supposed to get hit. To me, that's a good, clean, hard, aggressive hit by Peppers. He took the helmet out. He didn't hit him in the head or neck area. Boy, what? Frustrated. I'm frustrated, and I used to play receiver.
Malone was shaken up. You saw it took a while for him to walk back to the bench. And now an automatic first down for Cincinnati. And time continues to work against the Browns. Now 3:51 to go. They have 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Also puts Cincinnati in field goal range, which would make it a 2-score game if Randy Bullock is called upon. That pass is incomplete. Off the hands of A.J. Green at 2nd down.
Well, it's an empty backfield set, so there's no threat of the run. A quick slant by A.J. Green and a quick drive by Jason McCourty.
Guys are hoping to get another chance. With 3:48 to play, it's 2nd down.
Ryan Hewitt, lead blocker there for Joe Mixon.
Is Mixon 10 yards away from 100 on the day, and Mixon has got it. His first 100-yard rushing game in his career. 104-yard performance, and now Peppers and Mixon yapping a little bit.
When you're playing the spread offense in college, normally you don't have a fullback right in front of you, but that time Mixon did. He did a nice job reading the block of his fullback, Ryan Hewitt, and being a fullback, almost was at the end of his run, also getting his shoulders down. Once again, I talked about being the low man, and Joe Mixon getting that shoulder in there. Good hard tackle, again, by Peppers, who enjoys a little bit of contact.
First down and 10. They pitch it to Mixon. Mixon at the 5. Still going and into the end zone for a touchdown. What a day for Joe Mixon. Another great block, this time by Russell Bodon. Mixon with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. He's got 115 yards on the ground.
Your center is out in front of this run. You see Ryan Hewitt, number 89 in your picture, but right there going into the end zone, Joe Mixon go, why are you tackling me? No, I'm just trying to push you in, get that end zone.
That's just the 4th rushing touchdown this season by the Bengals, all 4 from Joe Mixon. As Bullock is on for the extra point, and it's good. So the penalty on Peppers keeps the drive alive, and Mixon caps it off with the touchdown run.
When you switch mobile carriers, you can blow a bunch of money on a new phone. Or you can mobile simple. Keep the phone you love, keep the number you love, and get truly unlimited high-speed data with nationwide coverage on a lightning-fast 4G LTE network for just $45 a month with no contract. Keep your phone, keep your number, save your money. When you mobile simple with Simple Mobile. Text BYOP to 611-611 to see if your phone's compatible.
Sometimes you feel the need to take a smell-fee. Hanes wants to end the smell-fee. Those quick self-sniffs to check the old smell levels. But this thing we've all done doesn't need to be a thing. There's a smart way to stay fresh. Hanes with Fresh IQ Advanced Odor Protection Technology. Get a free Cool Comfort Breathable Boxer Brief. Only at Hanes.com.
Barry Sanders is one of the greatest running backs in football history. When it came to ducking defenders, nobody did it better. He's also a serious dodgeball player.
Here's the spin. Patriots left. Holy mackerel. Barry still got it.
But when it comes to mortgages, he's less confident. Fortunately, there's Rocket Mortgage. It's simple, so he can understand the details and be sure he's getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
Alexa, play wake up music in Sam's room.
Playing wake up music in Sam's room. This is your reminder to put up the lights.
Alexa, remind me to put up the lights tomorrow.
Okay.
Monday, this man wants to make you a deal. I'm about to sell my 7th car. You know how many I sold this week already?
I know 6.
A new Kevin can wait. Then, kids refuse to do their chores? What's a dad to do?
Time to drop an atom bomb. Get it? Because my name's Adam.
New man with a plan after a new Kevin can wait. CBS Monday.
It's now 6 of the last 7 games. The Bengals have scored 30 or more points against the Browns. They have a 30-16 lead here. Joe Mixon, his first career 100-yard rushing game. And on that drive, he had 4 carries, 40 yards, and the touchdown. So back up to a 14-point ball game inside 3 minutes to go. There's Dees on the return. Dees trying to get to the sideline, out of bounds at the 25. Let's go back to the key play on that last drive.
So, as I understand it, if safety's ball had sailed over his head and then you had hit him, he's a defenseless receiver. But a defenseless receiver is someone who has not yet completed the catch. He had taken his second step, and you knocked the ball out of his hands. And for Jabril Peppers, he has to wonder, what are these rules about? I mean, this is a hard way to learn how to play in the NFL. I'm supposed to be a big hitter, and I'm not allowed to hit. If it's a bang-bang play, you rise there at the same time, sometimes you don't throw a flag then. So I don't understand that flag.
Game-changing penalty as Kaiser is sacked. Geno Atkins, Carlos Dunlap combined to bring Kaiser down.
You get great coverage down the field. You get your eyes looking at the pass rush. And that's not enough time to even check the ball down or to try and get rid of it to an outlet receiver. So right now, the pass rush has been turned up. You've got to find a way to slow that pass rush down.
Fourth sack today by the Bengals defense. Kaiser gets rid of it to Njoku, who makes the catch at the 22 and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It will be third down with 2:12 to play.
Now, Njoku will learn that he is 6'4", 245 pounds. You're along the boundary there. You put your shoulder down, you're going to get knocked out of bounds, but you run over that defensive back. You just don't step out of bounds. You're the big, tough tight end, not the little wide receiver.
Christmas Eve last year, the last time the Browns won a football game, on the verge of their 12th consecutive loss. 3rd and 11. Kaiser deep over the middle for Njoku. At midfield, he's got it. Nice catch by David Njoku, and that'll probably take us to the 2-minute warning. A gain of 27. And we've hit the 2-minute warning. 30-16 in favor of the Bengals.
Dilly dilly.
Greg, you're alive. Where'd you go?
Come here.
Wait, so you escaped the pit of misery and you came back?
Yeah, with Bud Light.
That is the dumbest thing that I've...
Oh, shut up, Doug.
Yeah, shut up, Doug. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
So, what'd I miss?
Kevin cried. No, I didn't. Yes, you did.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
There's a vacation at the end of every week with Hilton. Whatever type of weekender you are, don't let another weekend pass you by. Get the lowest price when you book at Hilton.com.
60% of women are wearing the wrong size patch and can experience leaks. Discover Always My Fit. Find the number that's right for your flow and penny size on the top of any Always pack. The better the fit, the better it protects. Always.
Hey, man.
Oh.
Nice man cave.
Nacho?
What? Stop it.
Mm-hmm. We've been saving a lot of money ever since we switched to Progressive.
This bar is legit.
And now we get an even bigger discount from bundling home and auto.
I can get used to this.
It might take a minute.
Swing it a minute. Slam dunk. Touchdown. Sports.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Mortgage confidently. And by Progressive Insurance. Handing off big savings to you.
Holiday shopping has begun. Kenwood Town Center in northern Cincinnati. Stores are packed as we move closer to the holidays and we move closer to meaningful December football for the Bengals. Began the day a game out of the final spot in the AFC.
Moving up.
On the verge of going to 5-6 with a home game against rival Pittsburgh next Monday night. 2 minutes to go here. Kaiser to Higgins. And Deshaun Kaiser has a new career high in passing yards today. He's moving closer to 300. He's got 270 yards passing.
And with the eyeball test, he's looked more like an NFL quarterback than in any of the 2 previous games that we've seen him.
And he made a point, Hugh Jackson reiterated it, first time that Kaiser has played an opponent for the second time.
Yes.
Saw these guys week 4, and he told us in our meeting that he thought it was going to make a big difference. He could just feel the vibe of the defense better, the tactics. He said, I learned that Montez Perfect likes to chirp. Now I know how to deal with that. He's looked a lot more composed today than he has in recent weeks. It's really good here, and it's incomplete.
You know, they kind of fooled him with a little bit of a blitz look. I looked up, moved up, then he moved back. finally came. And when he came, DeShone Kizer wasn't ready for the blitz coming from that area. And what he has to realize about his protections, they talked about this, is understanding the weakness in the protection and where he has to throw hot and who he has to throw hot off of. So it's a lot to learn. It sounds simple, and he talked about trying to simplify the game to get the ball to his one-on-one matchup. That's a real nice one-on-one matchup down here. The joking his tight end against the linebacker.
Kizer under pressure, steps up, and it's caught somehow by Duke Johnson. Montez Perfect was all over him. He's still all over him. Perfect comes away with the football, but Johnson will get credit for a catch and a 2-yard loss. And now Cleveland has called timeout with 1:40 to go.
How do you catch that ball? To me, that was one of the hardest balls to catch, a ball that had been tipped and lost its spiral by the defender. And this, Duke Johnson has strong hands, and Montez Perfect has stronger hands once they get to the ground.
Perfect had the best grade of any linebacker last week, according to Pro Football Focus.
I wonder if Perfect at some point thought that they may not be going back out on the field and took his gloves and his tape off. Because normally you don't see a linebacker out there without gloves and tape and wrist and all that. He's out there with no gloves anymore.
It's 4th down and 4. Kizer, it's dropped. Ricardo Lewis had it. He dropped it at a drop last week against the Jaguars, and that should do it from here in Cincinnati.
Now, he got hit after he didn't catch that one, and he was defenseless at that point. So that rule, that defenseless receiver, okay, so is he defenseless there? Or so that's the same thing. Jabril Peppers, he just happened to hit the guy harder and came from a greater distance. But there has to be some contact.
Yeah, there will be a lot of discussion about that call that went against Peppers. Led to the Mixon touchdown, which put this game away as Hugh Jackson and DeShone Kizer digest another losing performance, even though Kizer threw for a career-high 268 yards. Browns only have 1 timeout remaining. Mixon.
So that's why you kind of get to run on first down, because the Browns can use their timeout. You're trying to see if they're going to use it. If they don't use it, then you just take a knee after that.
Browns are not going to call timeout. So Cleveland will go to 0-11 on the season. And we update the standings. Cincinnati now 5-6. Again, their next 2 games after this one also at home. Monday night against Pittsburgh, and then home for a struggling Chicago team. So there's a big opportunity here for Marvin Lewis and the Bengals to hang around for a while in this AFC playoff picture. And we met with Andy Dalton about it, and he said, yeah, Marvin told us about all the 4-6 teams that have gone on to make the playoffs. In fact, each of the last 5 years, a 4-6 team has made the playoffs. And as Dalton told us, we believe, but we also need to take it one game at a time. He said, I know it's a cliche. You probably don't want to hear that from me, but I'm going to tell you one game at a time. And they took care of business today.
And as we noted last week, once you have gone to that new playoff format with the 2 wildcard teams, 10 wins get you into the playoffs 94% of the time. So you can run the table and get to 10-6. You got a good chance. Talk about running to the table. There he is.
Good friends, Marvin Lewis and Hugh Jackson. You were an assistant for 7 years under Marvin. Hugh Jackson, very friendly and familiar with many of the players on Cincinnati. And his Browns will head home with an 0-11 record. 30-16, the final for James Lofton. This is Andrew Catalan. Let's go to James Brown in New York.
Well, unfortunately, 18 consecutive road losses for Cleveland, losing out in 30-16. We take you down to the contest. Buffalo at Kansas City, 6-point Buffalo lead, 1:25 left in regulation. Let's join Greg Gumbel, Trent Green, and Jamie Erdahl.
Well, I thought there was a couple underneath throws there. You're always looking for the home run. He's trying to get Travis Kelce down by the end zone. He wants to take the big throw, but Tyreek Hill and Albert Wilson, Tarkandrick West, they were all sitting at about 5 yards underneath. You wouldn't have gotten it out of bounds, but you could have dumped it off and maybe penetrated the middle of the field to get the first down that way.
So here is a big third down for Kansas City, although, of course, the Chiefs in 4-down territory. 1:25 on the clock, no timeouts remaining for the Chiefs.
What the Bills have shown in this situation is rushing 3, dropping 8.
Throwing to the right, intercepted, picked off by Buffalo, back up the sideline. Tre'Davious White, the rookie, still on his feet. To the 10, and that'll seal it for Buffalo.
Damn it! Shit!
And that will bring the crowd rising to its feet and heading for the exits.
Trying to push the ball upfield. Buffalo brings 4 that time. Drops 7 into coverage, has man-to-man. Tre'Davious White is out here. The route comes up. Looks like they're almost going to a quads coverage. No, they dropped the safety in there on the curl. You can see just miscommunication on the route. The receiver, I can't tell who that was at that time. He ran a curl to the inside. Alex Smith put it to the outside, thinking he was going to come down the stem. Needless to say, as soon as you roll inside and that ball's placed to the outside, Tre'Davious White with the interception, sealing the win for the Buffalo Bills.
The first interception thrown by Alex Smith at home in his last 198 attempts. That is first since December of last year.
Shit.
Well, as much as the Chiefs
Damn
are reeling
fuck.
right now, they still have a 1-game lead over the LA Chargers in the division. More importantly for Buffalo, they had lost 3 in a row. They had benched their starting quarterback.
I'm not 11 years old, actually. My birthday's on Friday. I'm turning 12, so you can shut up. I swear, people are.
Very efficient day, 19 of 29, 183 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Another 27 yards on the ground.
This feels like the Buffalo team
Damn it,
in
bro.
Atlanta and knock off a very good Falcons team week 4 of the season.
Very similar. They had a great game plan that day in Atlanta. Were able to stop the Falcons and did just enough offensively to win it. And I think this is the defense we saw earlier in the year. The last 3 games, they've given up 45 points per game in those 3 losses. Today, holding Kansas City to just 10 points.
Chiefs have lost 5 of their last 6 games. And Sean McDermott's Buffalo Bills come in here and win a big one. The final is 16-10. Here's our playoff picture updated. Tennessee with a win, maintaining its situation, and Buffalo moves in pending Baltimore's game tomorrow night against the Houston Texans. But Kansas City at 6-5, a smaller lead in the AFC West. Up next, it's the Saints and the Rams, Broncos and the Raiders, or the Jaguars and the Cardinals. For Trent Green, Jamie Erdahl, our entire crew here at Arrowhead, Greg Gumbel saying so long from Kansas City. You've been watching the NFL on CBS. Will send you to the NFL Today update.